Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.com. Author. Joe. My machine translation. Bin Hai, in the courtyard of 1-inch Ink City on the southern coast in a luxurious suite on the second floor of a certain villa. No, more accurately, in a new room. Shimuru sat by the bed and looked at the bright red room. She looked at the double happiness character surrounded by roses, the bright red candle burning, and the white snow, the white lily. All of a sudden, she felt that the most important part of her life was marriage. However, it seemed so funny on her path of life. It was said that marriage was sacred. Women and men walked into marriage together because they loved each other. Then, they would swear to each other loyally before God that they would love each other for the rest of their lives. However, her marriage was not like this because her marriage had nothing to do with love. It had nothing to do with feelings. Her marriage was just to complete a marriage that the 11 family could not escape and could not break. Of course, her marriage would not only help the 11 family avoid a disaster, but it would also help her sister win a happy future. Her sister was as beautiful as a princess, and she wanted to marry the most beautiful prince in the world. However, would her marriage to Dongfang Mo in her sister's place really save the Shi family from this disaster? However, would her marriage to Dongfang Mo in her sister's place really help her sister, Mu Shui, win a happy life in the future? She began to wonder if her ability was as big as they had expected. She began to wonder if Dongfang Mo was really that gullible. Shui. An uncomfortable moan on the bed pulled Mu Ryu back from her thoughts. At the same time, it attracted her attention. She could not help but turn her head away. The groom, Dongfang Mo, was lying on the bed. His pure white handmade groom's clothes made him look as handsome as a prince from the Middle Ages. His face was red after he got drunk, and not only did he not look ugly. Instead, it was more like a boiled duck egg rolling in the powder. He was so handsome that it seemed unreal. Shui. Dongfang Mo's mouth once again let out a slightly uncomfortable moan. Water. Shui. I want to drink water. Mu sighed in her heart and stood up. She smiled bitterly. The groom who was lying on her wedding bed was now calling out another woman's name. This other woman was none other than her biological sister, Shimushiue. She went to the living room outside and took a disposable cup and placed half a cup of cold water in it. After taking 2 steps, she felt that it was inappropriate, so she turned around and poured some hot water in, turning the cup of water into warm water. The groom was still lying on the bed and crying out for water with difficulty. She bent down slightly and silently handed the water to his mouth. She gently touched his lips, indicating that there was water at the side of his mouth. Just when she thought Dongfang Mo was about to open his mouth to drink the water, she saw Dongfang Mo raise his hand and instantly knock over the water in her hand. She was still in shock, and before she could react, he had already grabbed her arm with one hand and used a little strength. He directly pulled her onto the bed. Mu was immediately shocked. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.com, direct link in the description.